What's going on, guys? Jacob over here, coming to you with my reactions to Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Atlanta Hawks. The Bucks take this one by a final score of, I believe, 125-91, a thoroughly convincing demolition of the Hawks tonight, and exactly what the Milwaukee Bucks needed to swing momentum back in their favor in this series. To me, the biggest difference between this game and the previous game for the Bucks anyways was the effort that the Bucks gave. The Bucks did make a couple of adjustments, which I will talk about in a second, but really the effort was the key to winning this game. I mean, they played like they wanted it. They played like, the finals were on the line. They played hard, they played aggressive, and, the crowd was actually into it tonight like it wasn't in the previous game. And I really do believe that the Bucks get a big boost from that crowd being as energetic as it was tonight. They were not very energetic in Game 1. They were very energetic tonight. So, the effort that the Bucks put forth, I mean, they were really, really being physical defensively. They were crowding space for Trae Young. And here's the one adjustment I really noticed was, the Bucks, when they played their drop defense, which they did not get rid of, they had Brook Lopez kind of come up further into the paint and try to contest Trae Young's shot and force him into a bad pass. Because really what, in the drop coverage, when Brook Lopez is dropping into the paint, in Game 1, he was giving Trae Young tons of space, trying to prevent him, from throwing an alley-oop or passing out to a wide-open guy. But the Bucks tonight, they kind of just, really put the pressure on him. They kind of collapsed around him when he got into the paint. He had a few floaters early, and then the Bucks really started getting physical with him and getting in his grill and making him make bad passes, force tough shots. This was by far, probably the worst game of Trae Young's postseason thus far. He was 1 for 8 on threes. He turned the ball over 10 times. Really, I mean, the defense that the Bucks played on him was phenomenal, and that was, a huge reason and why the Bucks blew the Hawks out, because at the end of the day, Trae Young, depending on how Trae Young does, that's really kind of how the rest of the team does. And Trae Young scored or assisted on 80 of, Atlanta's 111 or 114 points in that Game 1. So, I mean, when he's not playing at his high level and the Bucks kind of shut him off, then the rest of the team kind of shuts off, because there's not a whole lot of guys, who can be the kind of shot creator, playmaker that Trae Young is on the Atlanta Hawks. So, but yeah, I mean, the Bucks finally took the Atlanta Hawks as a real threat, which they are. The Atlanta Hawks are a very, very good team, and I really feel like they didn't think that Atlanta could hang with them on the same court in Game 1, and that's really what allowed the Hawks to hang around in that game and eventually kind of pull off the win. And, they still needed a lot of lucky bounces to get that first Game 1 win. So, really, I mean, I feel like tonight is more reminiscent of what we're going to see from the Bucks in the remaining games in this series, because the Bucks know now these guys have beat us once. This is what we're going to be like when we're on our A game. And, this is exactly what the Bucks needed. I mean, they needed a game like this to assert how good they are and to reassure themselves that, yeah, we are the team with the home court advantage. We are the team that is number 3 seed. We are the favorites. We are the team that is better on paper. And we're going to punch you back in the mouth after they got punched back in Game 1. So, really, all around, a phenomenal effort from the Bucks. Giannis had 25, 9, and 6. His streak of 30 points and 10 rebound games comes to an end, I believe, at 6. But, he didn't really need to do a whole lot, even though he did do a lot in the first 2-3 quarters. Once that was up to about 40, he came out of the game and, the G Leaguers finished it off. I don't think a single starter played in the fourth quarter. But, the Bucks did exactly what they needed to do. They took care of business. They played with their food a bit, as Giannis said in Game 4 against the Heat after the sweep. They played with their food in Game 1. They didn't tonight. And now they're heading to Atlanta, which is going to be a tough environment, but I think the Bucks can handle it, given how they won that Game 7 in Brooklyn, and that was a very loud and boisterous crowd. So hopefully it will not affect them mentally, and the Bucks can get a couple wins in Atlanta to take it home for Game 5 and win the series in 5 games. And I do think that the series is probably going to go 5 or 6. I mean, I don't want to get overconfident or anything because the Atlanta Hawks are certainly a dangerous team. But, as long as the Bucks come out with the same kind of effort they came out with tonight and take the Atlanta Hawks seriously, then I think they will win in 5. And I think that they will win each game in relatively convincing fashion. But, hey, maybe Trae Young catches fire and they win a game or two again. I mean, who knows? It's the postseason. That's why you have to take every opponent seriously. The Bucks did not do that in Game 1. They did it tonight. So, anyways, guys, that's all I got to say in this video. Really, really glad that I got to react to a blowout win because I was really stressing over this game, hoping that the Bucks were going to take it seriously. And I was so worried that we might go down 2-0 and have to go to Atlanta and win 2 to get back in the series. But it wasn't to be. The Bucks took this game too, and now they have a great chance to win 2 games on the road and come back home for a potential series-clinching win in Game 5. So, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and as always, fear the deer.